I'm really proud of how our team played tonight. When we think of, what Pitt normally does, we held them below their hitting percentage and we accomplished a lot of the goals that we wanted. And I think both teams had to work for every single point tonight.
Let's do questions for student athletes first.
What was it like being in this moment? And I guess you competed really hard with Pitt throughout the match. I mean, do you take any pride in that even with the defeat?
I mean, yeah, we're always going to have pride with how we play on the court. We really make it our mission to play Morehead State Volleyball every time we step out there on the court. And to be present with my teammates is just every athlete's dream, is to go out there and compete at such a high level with each other because we love each other.
Second that. I think being in this tournament at all is a huge victory, and to be able to play the #1 seed in the nation, that's a dream come true. Regardless of the outcome, that's a once in a lifetime experience that I'll remember forever.
Does it hit a little bit harder knowing that it was so close for you guys not coming, if Lindenwood wasn't in their probationary period?
I mean, I think we earned it when we beat the #1 seed. It was a hard game. I think we earned our spot in there.
Yeah, I think we came into the mentality for that tournament that this was our championship game, and we really played as if that was our championship game. And that's really hard to know you secured that ticket and to play again. But I think we really gave it our all in every single match and every single point of that OVC tournament, and I'm really proud of my girls through all that.
What was it like to play in an atmosphere like this compared to where you're usually playing each and every game?
It's insane. It's so much fun. All of the fans, regardless of who they were cheering for, it's just so much fun to play in that much noise and that much excitement, and to see so many people watching just a women's volleyball match in general is huge.
You guys got got at least a handful of blocks on Olivia Babcock, ACC Player of the Year, phenomenal player. What was that like, knowing that you guys could go toe-to-toe with her at the net?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely inspiring. We knew going into it that, it's Pitt, obviously, but they're not immune to mistakes. We're all players, we're all human, and that's super exciting.
Yeah, I think this entire week of training, we've really worked on our discipline with our blocking in our front row, because that is the first line of defense. And we know Fairbanks does a really good job when she's pulled forward of shooting it back to Babcock, which rightfully so. Babcock's a phenomenal player. She does really well. So I think we work to keep that discipline from what is abnormal to what we see in the OVC, and I thought we stuck with that all throughout this game and all throughout this week of practice.
What did the season mean to the both of you as a whole?
I mean, it's both of our last years. She's been here for 5 years. I've been here for 4. She made it to an NCAA tournament her freshman year, and I've always wanted to do it. It's always been a dream. So to end it on a high note, even on a loss, that's incredible. I'm so grateful to have this season.
Yeah, I think our team really worked to play outside of ourselves. We really wanted to work for our teammates to get us here. It wasn't anything like, I want to be here. It was I want to give my teammate the opportunity to be here. And I think we held that true through the entire season to constantly get better every day in practice.
What does it mean to you guys that your families and your fans will travel across the country to watch you all play live? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think our families are great. Every single tailgate, every single game they try to come to, it's just, we have so many traditions that are so specific to us that really makes Morehead feel like home. And I think them showing out tonight is just, it shows how much we're so tight-knit.
Yeah, I think our parents, our staff, our players, our coaches all do a really good job at making the atmosphere feel like home away from home. And that encourages people to want to make the long trips, to make those late flights, to be here to support us all, because we have built such a community that will take in whoever at any point and make them feel proud to be a part of this Eagle family.
And one of those biggest traditions that I've seen for however long I've been in Morehead now is the dad tunnel. Kind of tell me about how important that is to you all. To every time you come out of the tunnel, you're running through, you're everybody's father and you're high-fiving. They're right there for you. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it makes any gym feel like home. We always know that we have people in our corner that will get on the floor and help us out and be there to support us.
Yeah, for me, my parents don't normally make it out to a lot of games because it is such a long flight, and I have 3 older siblings with a lot of grandchildren, so the parents are gotta bounce between us all. So it's nice to know, like, my parents might not be there, but someone else's parents are there and believe in me and treat me as one of their own kids. And I think it comes back to that culture. It's like, no matter whose kid you are, you're still gonna be a part of my family.
Coach, what did work tonight? What were some things that you thought, did pretty well tonight?
Yeah, I thought blocking looked really good. They had to cover a lot of balls, and so even the blocks that didn't turn up on the score sheets, we redirected a lot. You could look at us getting tooled at times and saying that was a bad thing. To me, we got hands on the ball. We were close. So I thought blocking was really good. I thought we moved the ball around really well. We had opportunities in all areas, and I also thought we stuck to our game plan well. To your point, our male assistant has been a 6 rotation outside since Sunday, and we had some pretty specific, or 6 rotation right side. So we had some pretty specific things that we wanted to do on the block, especially against a player like that. And I thought we did a really good job of containing, but also playing Morehead State Volleyball. I mean, we hit almost 300 in the first set. I thought that was pretty good.
What about these seniors? What do you want to say about these seniors you got?
Well,
Yeah. Oh,
no,
you
you
got-
gotta listen. So it's funny that these two, well, they also volunteered, which is unique. Because nobody wants to do an interview. But I think the cool thing about our program is we have somebody from Central Illinois and somebody from LA, and they come to little old Morehead, Kentucky, and these two are best friends. Like, they will go so much further than their time in Morehead State together. And to me, that's what our program is about. You look at any of our seniors, and it's top to bottom, they're friends with people. We have one of our 5th-year seniors is living with 3 sophomores. The connections don't, where you're from doesn't matter, your class doesn't matter. These seniors have absolutely elevated this program, and we talk about leaving the jersey in a better place, and I mean, job well done.
What does just being in the NCAA tournament mean for you as a coach and for the program going forward?
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity. Been here 3 times as an assistant, so really cool to do it as a head coach. But every time we've been to the tournament, I honestly felt like I had so little to do with it. Like, your team drives it. Anytime, if you're a coach, if you're the one who has to push your team every day, it's a grind. In the years that we've made it to the tournament and the years that we've been super successful, I'm just trying to not screw it up a whole lot of times. And so they're the ones that work every day. They're the ones that earn the points and are out there. So for the program, I think it's great. I mean, we were here a couple years ago, so Brenna's freshman year. But it's something that's our 4th time in the last 14 years. So we went a long time without it. And to be able to be here, to be able to play at Pitt, to play the #1 seed, to get Morehead State even more on the national stage and perform like that, there's nothing more you can ask for.
And then how much do you think, that first set, I'm sorry, I'm sure you've already been asked this, but, that first set, the way that you guys came out and played, especially the first half of it, how your team handled, the challenge of playing against the team that, has the roster that Pitt does?
Yeah, so we started this year at Kentucky, and that was because I thought we would end up at a top 16 seed in December. It's not the first time they've seen players that physical. Babcock, maybe, alone. But, we started with Western Kentucky and Kentucky for a reason. And what I told them is, this is a very likely place that we will be in December, a little bit north. But that's what we were prepared for all year. It's not a surprise to us that we're here. It's not a surprise that we're playing a big team like this. It is something that we have prepared them for, that they have done before. It's something that some of our players played Pitt when they came to our place. So I also don't think it's just a 1-season thing. It is every year, how hard, in what situations can we put people in so that when we play in a big arena, we're ready for it. When you open Memorial Coliseum, there's a lot of people there. When you play in the NCAA tournament, there's a lot of people there. And so I think we've worked to prepare them for this moment.
I know the OVC isn't necessarily as strong as like the ACC, but the OVC did have at the top a lot of really good teams. How do you think that prepared you for this moment, just playing in that?
Yeah, I mean, we went into OVC play with 6 different teams, I think with #1 votes. So you can't just say, well, the oldest team, it wasn't us. The most experienced team, probably wasn't us. But we play in a conference where I just think some of the strengths are different. So if you look at the liberos in our conference, they're gonna lead digs per set, like most of them are pretty high up there. We have really good defenders. We'll have really physical athletes. The player of the year in our conference, it's pretty physical. And so we have athletes like that, not necessarily rosters like that. And so we get prepared throughout the year of how do you defend an outside like that? How do you defend a right side like that? And then when we came here, it was how do you defend when every single person's a good option? How do you defend when there's nobody that you get to ignore? And so I think the OVC prepares you because we definitely have good athletes. We also have good athletes in our gym, and honestly, I think that prepares us more than anything.
And then how do you think, you said how do you defend against a team where everybody has a certain skill set? So how did you guys try to do that tonight?
Yeah, there was moments where we said this is the shot that they're most likely to go after, and if they hit something different, they hit it. So, for example, #2, we said if she has a cut shot, let her show it. She goes out a couple points later, hits a cut shot, and we say, she did it. Like, she wants a swing line. And so we just hedged our bets in some of those moments and looked for situations of, hey, when the set's coming from 20 feet off, this person's more likely to go here. Let's take that away. And if they do the other thing, we'll defend around it. But we want to try and make them do the thing that they're not comfortable with.
I think that's it. All right, thank you guys.